Womentastic with the big W standing right here next to me. Iti, would you like to share something?
We would like to call upon stage Mrs. Rekha Sharma ji, Gaurav Raheja, our co-founder, and Sanjay Kaul, our co-founders. Please.
Well, the moment is here, ladies and gentlemen. We're launching the Womentastic app. So everybody, let's get ready for this one. You can just you have to press a button. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody, let's get ready on the count of 3, 2, 1, and let's launch this app. Huge round of applause, everybody. Launching Womentastic app, exclusive women community app. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. All right, huge round of applause there. Ladies and gentlemen, launching the Womentastic app. And we're so honored and it's our pleasure. We have Rekha Sharma ji here who's leaving her message for especially all the women here, for Womentastic app, for ET, for WEFT. And there are also sticky notes on your tables. You can leave your message, tell us how you feel, and stick it on the rest of the letters. Thank you. And I'd like to give out a big thank you on behalf of the entire WEFT and Womentastic app team, Iti and her team members. A big thank you going out to Ms. Rekha Sharma ji for taking time out of her busy schedule, making her presence here and making the difference. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Makes a lot of difference, you being here and making us feel more empowered. Request Mr. Sanjay Kaul to please come ahead and share a few words with all of us.
Hello, everyone. And first of all, congratulations to all the women, Iti and team, for launching such a fantastic platform, which I think, which I think will go a long way in really bringing together and networking enterprising women, let's call it, women who want to do something different self-start. So this will be a great ecosystem. This is the first event, after COVID that even I'm coming to, and it, by the way, feels great to be amongst other people. But I was so, what should I say, delighted to come to this event and an initiative of this kind. The first women entrepreneur that I ever met was is my mother actually. And in 78, she started a small school. She had done a master's in Hindi from one of the villages in Kashmir because we are Kashmiri Pandits. So she started a school because she wanted to support my dad, who was a central government employee. And she said, well, we need to, because earning was not such that it could be matched. My dad was just getting a government salary, and we were 4 kids by that time. I was the first student in that school, as in, when you admitted. And so I remember going with her, and I would be the only person sitting. I was 5 years old, and she would be teaching me. So the school started like that in one room. If I see that room today, मुझे लगता है उसमें तो मतलब वो 10 by 10 फुट का room था वो, ठीक है? That school ran for 40 years. And in 40 years, maybe 9 to 10,000 students must have graduated. It never became big, Must have graduated from there. Some of I'm from BITS, and Vishal is as well from BITS. Some of my friends from that city, Jammu city, where we are from, they went to that school. और सब लोग अभी corporate, globally बड़ी-बड़ी positions पे हैं. But I can tell you, when they come to Jammu, one of my friends is this Rahul Jalali guy, and is a senior executive in one of the company. He was in Walmart as well. They especially come to meet her, and the difference that little school played, in their lives. And so the message, which I wanted to bring here was that it doesn't matter small or big, but an initiative like that, and in this case, my mom, who is a woman, it makes a huge difference in the society. You think that it's small, कि इसमें तो facilities नहीं है, investments नहीं है. After some time, about 5 years ago, we had to shut the school down because she's 76, 77 years old, and the energy was running out. But what I want to connect to today's theme is that she could never raise any investments. It was a school that was like, जो भी थोड़ा बहुत जमा हो रहा है उसको कर करके एक desk खरीद के वो बन रहा है, like now you need a next class, so you buy 10 desks and all that stuff. Whereas in today's context, when I look at it, if appropriate investments would go into a business like that, which is run by a qualified woman with grit and perseverance, it could have become something even more meaningful and bigger. Okay? तो वो एक difference हमारी society में, India में शायद है कि, and I'll give you one more example why I'm so passionate about this, that in general there's stereotyping. We think business तो mind में man आता है ना, तो women नहीं आता है mind में business word के साथ में. So then when I went to lead some big companies here in India, BlackBerry, Apple. So I will not name the company, but in one of the companies I was there, when I joined, I realized कि 200 में से there was only 2 women actually. I'm not kidding. So out of the 200 people that were working for me, there was 2 women. So then I went to the root cause. I said, how is it possible that, चलो 20% तो होना चाहिए, it can't be 2. So I realized that when even the recruiters who were helping us recruit people, when they were asked that we want to hire a business analyst, they would mostly send you men resumes. So I mandated in the company. I said, look, because that was the only way of making sure that, we set the context right. We said, when you are sending us resumes, you please send us at least half. So anyway, so we built, by the time I left, we had 30% women in the overall, scheme of 400 or 500 people that were working there. So the gist of both the stories, or things is that I think my personal view is that the India to come, I mean, women have already played such a fantastic role. We all know that. We don't need to repeat it in our society, culturally, spiritually. You can find in all spheres. But I think the time to come in the next few decades, 3 to 5 decades, this country, as compared to anywhere else in the world, we'll see such a rise of women, and in all spheres. So, and initiatives like this, it's small, but it will go a long way. And if we have many similar things going on in the country, this is what will facilitate and bring all of us together. And I think more than like we are calling it a women's only platform, we should say that it is a women's platform, but men should be in there. They should be in there to come and watch and support and do things that they need to do. So thank you so much. And thank you, Rekha ji. It was wonderful actually meeting you and seeing you here. Thanks.
Thank you, Sanjay Kaulji. Thank you very much for those encouraging words and all the effort that you've put in for making this fantastic Womentastic app. Ladies and gentlemen, now please help me welcome on stage Mr. Gaurav Raheja, the man behind all the content and the color pink on the stage. Please put your hands together to welcome him on stage to share a few words with all of us.
Hi. Okay, working. First of all, would like to thank all of you for being here. It's a privilege, and I think it's great to see so many women coming together for such a big cause. I've not attended something like this before, and also would like to thank Iti for getting me looped into something so big and something with such a big purpose. So really thankful for this. I think the way we are going forward, we feel that we would be able to contribute a lot and would be able to fill some gaps where women entrepreneurs or even aspirant women entrepreneurs, the problems that they face. In fact, since yesterday I've been connecting with a few of them, and now we are able to feel that it's a good step in the right direction, and I'm sure with support of all of you guys, we'll be able to make it big and more relevant for future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your support on building this fantastic Womentastic app. Can we hear it for all the three co-founders, ladies and gentlemen? All right, I personally am really excited about this app. How excited are you all? No yeas and oohs and ahs. Fantastic. So first and foremost, like I mentioned, you have sticky notes and pens on your table. Please write whatever you feel, whatever message you want to give, whatever that is you're feeling right now in this moment. Please write and come ahead and stick on these beautiful letters of Womentastic. Yeah, can we do that? Thank you very much. And after that, like I had mentioned earlier, there's a tent card on each of your table. It has a scan code, barcode that you can scan and automatically help you download this app, Womentastic, like we've all been mentioning. It's a fun app. It's exclusively for women, and maybe the men can join as well and support all the women to network, grow, advise, mentor, and whatnot. So please make sure you download the app right away. You can do it. Use the barcode that's there on your tent cards. And when you do that, you also get an email full of goodies for you to download. So that's a nice surprise for you. Make sure you go ahead and check your emails after that. And at this point in time, I'd like to once again thank our gift coupon partners, Forever New, Punjab Beat, and Salt World. Also our other sponsor partners, Startup Reporter, 10 times Corporate Diva, Sheroes, HDFC, Ergo, and Women's Web. Also, ET Now, our media partner, and 5-Way. Thank you very much for supporting us in this event. And with that, I think I've told you the most of the things that you're supposed to do, so please make sure you do it. Yeah? And can you just, flash the phone after downloading the app, after scanning that barcode. Please scan, please flash the phone. Let's see. It'll be nice to see. That's sweet. 2, 3 phones going up. Thank you. Just flash your phone up. That'll be nice to see. And let's not forget, in the second half of the day, we're going to have a power pitch presentation here. So we have all our jury members. So here's your chance. If you still haven't registered for this, if you need funds for your business, if you want to take it to the next level, make sure you register. You can talk to Iti and Shweta. They'll help you with the registration. I'm sure you all have heard of Shark Tank, right? So we're going to have a Shark Tank style power pitch happening in the second half. That's really going to be exciting. And with that, I think I've left you with most of the information. In the meanwhile, we also have a lot of fun sayings about women empowerment, and there's a photo op the booth, so you can take pictures and whatnot. We're going to have award ceremony happening and a lot of fun things. Yeah, also, ladies and gentlemen, take pictures, and if you're inspired today, if you think this is something we need to do more, empower women, hold hand, like Rekha Sharma ji said, and support each other to grow, come out of our shells and, speak up and do everything and be the best that we are. Make sure, if you're inspired today, post the pictures on social media, wherever you are, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, with the hashtag Womentastic. Yeah, can we do that? Womentastic, WEFT, WEFT, Women Entrepreneurs for Transformation. So please remember to do that. It'll be nice to see all of you with that hashtag. We can reconnect there and do a lot of empowering, fun things exclusively for women. All right. So with that, what do we do next? Can we start? Can we have you all come and paste the sticky notes here? I'd love to see that. Would make a fantastic picture. After that, you could go ahead and get your pictures clicked. We have some really fun sayings, props for you to hold and take pictures. And let's not forget, the power pitch is happening in the second half, before which we're going to have a fireside chat. So we have some amazing speakers, jury members present here who are going to be sharing their views, opinions, and empowering all of us here. Okay. All right, in the meanwhile, the celebration calls for something more, right? More powerful. We just had the ladies from Atrium Dance Academy exhibiting their talent on stage. So once again, in this very fun, empowering moment, please put your hands together for the ladies of Atrium Dance Academy. We have Miss Tisha here from Atrium Dance Academy, who'd like to share a few words.
Good morning again to all of you. I'm Tisha Khare, founder of Atrium Dance Academy, and we are extremely happy to be a part of this event, which is for women entrepreneurs. We know how much we need each other. So this program is dedicated for today's theme. We are performing Ahigiri Nandini, which we feel is the perfect theme for today. And I would like to speak about what is the message we are giving from this performance. Today, let's look at and embrace the strength of the feminine power within us. Feminine strength is like power of a river. It flows, takes the shape of a container, and at the same time, it also cuts through mountains and overflow dams. Feminine strength is beautiful, graceful, nurturing, creative, and warm. It is about being in touch with your inner self and others. It talks of understanding, collaborations, acceptance. It allows for bringing in results without the use of brute force. And yet, when brute force is required, the feminine rises with its transformation, power to transform, destroy, and create. Humanity is waking up to the need of emotional intelligence. May we all use this momentum to be restored and inspired. I would like to call upon stage the dancers.
businesses and who will not talk about it on public platforms because that is a real deterrent to future funding. But on the sidelines, they will tell you that it's been very hard to raise funding because 9 out of 10 people sitting on the other side are men, really don't understand how this product works or why this company deserves so much money. So I think there is a long way to go, and it has to all come together in terms of mindset change, in terms of the facilities, which could be as simple as what are the childcare facilities that we're talking about here? How accessible are they to women who cannot afford to pay a fortune? It has to come in the form of self confidence. So I think it's all of those pieces, and I think it's great that a lot of organizations are working on those. But I think change will be incremental. Absolutely. And funding is important. So all the jury members who are going to be here or who are here already, please listen to these women, and there are some powerful women around here. Please do go ahead and start funding them. Deepika, how about your vision towards this thought leadership of changing these statistics?
I'm going to touch base on the point of funding over here. You will see that there are minuscule increasing statistics on women-led businesses, right? But this is a shout out here to entrepreneurs whom your platform is wanting to support and all of that. When you go out and you're at a bridge desk or funding request or whatever, they will say that all right, they need women representation again out there. But as Aparna said on the side, they will ask, who are your partners? How many men do you have in the team? Right? And there is actually a Harvard study which talks about pitching and the questioning that happens at pitching and all of that, and how questioning to male, pitches are progressive in nature. So, what are the targets? What is the vision? What is the strategy? How are you going to achieve it, and all of that? And the questioning to women are anti-progression in the sense, what happens if there is a crisis? How will you manage home and business, right? So I think we've got to get out of those conversations. We've got to get into conversations where we're looking at what are we bringing to the table. If we're talking business, let's talk deliverables, right? And there are equal number of statistics and reports which highlight on the economic benefit of women, not only in the workforce, but more importantly in decision-making positions. Again, like what she was saying, when you're designing products which are going to be consumed by women, and we all say that when it comes to running the house or the home economics part of it, a woman has a very strong role to play. But the products for those, the goods that are being out there and marketed, are all done by majority of men sitting in a cubicle. So we've got to make these shifts. We've got to first identify that we're in a business zone. We're catering to a need. Who caters to that need the best? Period.
Deepika, really, you touched my heart because I don't know, many of you might not be knowing this, that the reason of WEFT Foundation that came into existence was one of these regressive questions that was asked to me long time back by some of the VCs. So from that table to today, I can very proudly say that WEFT Foundation has come to this platform now that where we invite men and tell them that there are wonderful women here, and then you can make them investable, you can invest in them, and it's truly amazing to hear that. It really touched my heart, I must say that. And what about when it comes to Women's Web and How Forum, I'm sure that there is a vision that you guys also carry. I've been talking about WEFT Foundation for quite some time now. How do you envision this happening, and how does Women Web change things? How does How Foundation and Corporate Diva changes things? That is what I would like to hear from you. Vandana first, please. Aparna, sorry, Aparna first.
Sure. So, Women's Web actually started with a very simple vision, which is that, women in India are in a transitory stage between their own ambitions and the traditional expectations of a patriarchal society. And they're navigating these, and every woman often feels alone when she's navigating these. So Women's Web started with a very simple idea that women can benefit from the collective experiences of each other and feel that they are not alone when they are navigating this transition. So our first decade has been all about enabling women to connect with each other by telling their own stories. We are a community-driven platform. Now we are into our second decade, and we are actually now in the process of enabling women to not just connect with each other and listen to each other's stories, but also to access great opportunities, whether that is, return to work, mothers who are looking to getting back to work after career break, whether that is entrepreneurs looking to raise funding or learn from other entrepreneurs' experiences. So in a whole lot of, whether that is, women looking for self-help and resources, so tools, for instance, that they can use to gauge their own ability to return to work or find opportunities in the market. So we're creating a whole lot of these kinds of resources and tools. So right now we're at a space where we're basically creating these kinds of opportunities for the community to come together, access resources, access opportunities, and go forward using those and the wisdom of the crowd.
Wonderful, wonderful. We would like to hear the vision of how Forum and Deepika Trihad also.
Well, our vision is very, very simple. As much as we're, focusing on the impact part of it, the vision of our platform is fairly simple. There is a problem, and the problem is that we've got to bridge gender gaps. And bridging gender gaps will obviously, as I said, for the moment highlight on women, because we've got to bring this ratio up. For that, women struggle with, and I've, in my entrepreneurship journey myself, I've really struggled with getting authentic, target, result-oriented, not, to be taken for granted kind of mentoring. I didn't get that support. So at Corporate Diva, we're trying to build that kind of a support, which is affordable, authentic, reliable, and result-oriented mentorship, coaching, and guidance, not only just to women in India, but also at a global level. So, this whole dark cloud of the pandemic actually translated into a beautiful silver lining for us, because while we were pre-pandemic just expanding into a couple of cities in India, given the pandemic, given the online connect and, the whole globalization of all of us pivoting online, we've been able to, touch about 17, 18 countries across the globe. And we're already conducting cohorts in countries like South Africa, Norway, India as well, and a couple more coming up. So it's very simple. It's just about authenticity. It's just about the right kind of mentoring. And for us, it's also important about inclusion. So we are including men also in the platform as experts, because we need to hear both sides of, the story.
Absolutely. And we have seen that women come out a lot to support women. Two of you are absolute examples of what we call it hashtag women support women. But here we also find a lot of challenges ahead in making that statement when we go out and talk to women and tell them that there is a platform, reach out to us, we are there to help out. Is there any challenge that you see, and if there is some note that you want to give it out to women to reach out to you to provide, to tell them that what kind of support you can provide to them? This is your platform. Probably we would be able to help you reach them out to you also.
Sure. I mean, like I said, we are basically a community-driven platform, and we believe that not only can you, reach out and consume whatever content, resources, information that we are putting out on Women's Web, but you can definitely be a part of creating it too, right? So every talented woman or men in, this room for that matter, because we again also do have people of all genders writing on our platform. You're welcome to come and share your thoughts, opinions, experiences. Like, for instance, we recently had somebody who went on Shark Tank India, and she came on Women's Web and shared her experience, because again, you don't see that many women finding opportunities and going on programs like Shark Tank. So she came and shared her experience that, what was it like to go on Shark Tank? What should you expect? And what do you get out of it? Now, that is going to inspire 20 other women to, go and apply. So I'm sure all of you here have had such similar experiences as part of your own corporate or entrepreneurial journeys. Why not use that as a tool to, connect with and inspire other women, or maybe it's a similar challenge that they are facing, and, they could take some tips from whatever has gone in your own experience, so that we don't have to keep reinventing the wheel.
Absolutely. How about you, Deepika? What are the challenges that you face?
I'm going to point out on two things over here. The first is, as much as women support women, right? And that's a nirvana space to be in, right? Women support women. But I can also tell you that women are also the gatekeepers of patriarchy, right? And we're not to blame for it, because the whole corporate setup has been so masculine, so patriarchal in nature, that we have, had to push and put people down to make ourselves climb that ladder. So we've got to stop doing that. I was having this conversation with a very senior, corporate communications woman in a woman-led organization, and she was celebrating her 10 years in that organization, and she said that we are all trying all of these initiatives, but things haven't really moved. I came into this organization 10 years ago, and with even me being at such a senior position, we haven't seen much of a shift in the numbers of women in senior leadership positions. And I'm like, don't you want to question yourself on that? You've been 10 years into the system. What have you been doing about it yourself? Right? So that is one thing. And that's a challenge. So here is an honest request and an earnest urge to all of us here that let's not step over on each other. It's always a larger power of the collective. How can we collectively, collaboratively build on to things? I think that should be the mindset. The second is, don't define your success as being funded. Right. As Sir said that, his mother created a school of, in terms of numbers, there weren't thousands and millions of numbers, right? But the kind of impact that was created, that legacy carries on, that ripple travels far. Focus on making that ripple travel far, irrespective of the funding coming in. And funding coming in, not coming in, should not really define whether I'm successful or not. I think have a vision in mind, have a goal in mind. Funding, let that be a part of the journey. It will come at the right time. If it's not coming, probably we ourselves are not ready enough for it. Or like consciously at CD, we've kept away from funding consciously because we don't want to play the number game as of now. The day we find genuine interest on the impact more than the numbers, that's the day we will consider the funding aspect as well. But especially for women entrepreneurs here, consistently we are told about success and definitions of success, and XYZ needs to be, kind of visualized for making yourself come close to the definition of success. Don't give in to that.
I mean, if I can just add to that, a very valid point, Deepika, and success, is definitely not a function of the funding one raises. Not every business even needs external funding, for instance. But having said that, one thing I would like to add is that definitely at the early stages of business, it's important to have certain goals. Those goals could be, size, profitability, funding, impact, combination of some or all of these, whatever it is. But I think this is one thing that I've learned from my own journey, that the earlier you set those goals, the better that you do on your journey, and you push yourself faster to do more. And like I said, again, like what you said, that more doesn't have to be funding, but it could be whatever goal you have, set for yourself and your team.
Absolutely.
I think clarity is more important. Having that vision, having clarity, knowing your own growth path is important. And then, even if you're rejected on pitches, right, which obviously funders can't be funding everybody, right, but that rejection will always come with a larger learning, right? And I can tell you that from my own experience, that my biggest failure has been the one that has been cost saving me all these years, right? So absolutely celebrate your failures. They have a larger learning definitely in store.
Surely. Celebrate your failures, and we are always stronger together. That is extremely important. So here is moving from the women's side to the other genders' role as well, that they play to bring more inclusivity and more diversity into the system. how do you think these men who are actually overcrowding the corporate area, overcrowding the entrepreneurship business right now, then how do they play an important role right now to build this up?
I'll go first on that. That's something very, very close to my heart. I think we need gender sensitization programs and awareness for those men to manage, handle, and be led by empowered women. As I said, things have been patriarchal in nature. Men have been silent Samaritans. I'm not, especially at Corporate Diva, we're not into a male bashing or a gender bashing kind of a space because we believe that अकेले कुछ नहीं मुकम्मल होगा. It's progression that you're looking at, and you have to walk a journey along, not alone. So, having said that, yes, things came very easy to the male gender all these years. Women are stepping in, they are taking empowered positions, and we do need men to collaborate into those empowered positions of women. And it's okay. I mean, what we should be targeting on is that the smoke conversations should not be, "Arey, tum to ek aurat ko report karte ho," right? You're reporting into a leader. You're reporting into somebody who's there at her own credibility and has a vision which is a common goal for the organization's benefit, for which we're all working, right? So we've got to bring awareness on those biases and get more men to participate in forums like these, because it's got to be a double-handed contribution. Isolation will not help anybody.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that I've got two co-founders who are male this time. Aparna, how about you? Would you like to throw some light?
Sure. I mean, I think it all starts with one's lived experiences, right? So, for instance, if you have a fantastic diversity and inclusion budget at work, it's easy to spend it. But it's probably harder to, do an equal shift with your wife at home and, change as many diapers, right? So, but if you do that, you probably, and the positive is that I am seeing a lot of friends, younger men, doing that. So I think if you do that, you no longer question why, the need for flexible work hours, for instance, because you understand that babies have their own timings, So I think it all starts with lived experience, and it starts with the home. And I am happy to see that a lot more men are a part of much more hands-on parenting, being equal spouses at home. Even if they're not carrying 50% of the load, maybe they're carrying 30% of the load. And that may not sound like a big deal, but it's probably a big step up from what their fathers did. So I think a lot of it begins from there. And if you have that lived experience, then, you don't question the competence of a female colleague who's returning to work after a 1-year break. Or if you're an investor, you don't question why or whether a female founder with young children has the ability to make a business work. You just assume that it's possible.
Absolutely. I think that whereas women are seen from the lenses of that, oh, she has to take care of the household chores and childcare and everything, even men are also pressurized equally to take care of and be the breadwinner of the family. The idea is to break these biases and move ahead.
I mean, that's a very binary mode of thinking and doesn't actually benefit everyone, because I'm sure men lose out a lot by not being part of children's growing up experiences and years. So it doesn't really benefit anyone at all, this binary world of, men outside, women inside. It benefits nobody. And I think men are slowly realizing that as well, that they'd like to have a much more holistic life too.
Absolutely.
Also, I think even when you're talking about talent acquisition and hiring, right? Those CVs should not have the gender part of it at all mentioned. You're talking business. Let's just talk on business. Let's all just talk on credibility. Let's just talk on what somebody brings to the table, irrespective of gender. So, wo gender wala aspect hata dena chahiye. I don't think.
Research has shown that this matters. I think I'm not sure how many people here have heard of the famous blind auditions, right? Where I think, was it the New York Philharmonic or one of the world famous orchestras? They essentially realized that there was a huge gender gap in orchestra hiring. So they put the musicians behind a screen, and they found that the results of the hiring were dramatically different when you couldn't see who was playing. So I think that adds to your point, right?
Absolutely, I think that's something, and I know of an organization that has done that, and without much effort, the diversity quotient has gone up. So you don't consciously need to, diversity hiring. We're not standing there with begging bowls ki please women representation increase karo. Credibility caliber pe focus karo.
Bilkul. Bilkul. And this is amazing. I mean, the way you have talked about, right from music to entrepreneurship to corporate, we have seen somewhere the participation is still missing. So together as women leaders, I'm requesting both of you on this stage that can we take like an oath together that we will stay stronger together. Let's collaborate together and build more such platforms which will help women go up, which will help more participation of. We have to literally pull the women out of their homes and tell them that this is your financial independence, grab it. So what's your say into it, and give your last thoughts and what you would like to share to the audience today.
Yeah, absolutely, Iti. And this is one reason in our the 10 years that we've been working. I think we've collaborated with every platform for women that there is, and we don't see it as competition. We really see so much scope for collaboration simply because we're just addressing the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more to do. So I can never think that women's web can do it all alone, or how can do it all alone, or WEFT can do it all alone, or for that matter, any other platform. There is actually space for all of us to do something fantastic, and we can do it faster if we do it together.
Absolutely. And we all need all of your contribution too. Let's make this 99.5 years even lesser. We want to reach there much faster than what we are talking about here, right?
Absolutely. In fact, three things again here. One is women in particular, please, please, please get out of the log kya kahenge syndrome, right? Believe in yourself. If you have something that you can give to the universe, don't hesitate in giving that. Second is your am I good enough syndrome. Of course you're good enough. If you believe in yourself and if you really have a simple solution to a complex problem, please bring it forth. And third, on your stage, Iti, being at the helm of Corporate Diva, I can promise that any kind of contribution towards upskilling, uplifting on your platform, we'll be happy to collaborate.
That's so amazing. This is the power of being women and the women community. We come together and we make something happen. Thank you so much, Deepika and Aparna. It was wonderful speaking to both of you. Wonderful hearing your thoughts. I'm sure all of you guys will definitely benefit. Get in touch with them, talk to them, and ask them that what exactly is it in for me. And let's make this happen together.
Thank you, Iti.
Absolutely. With you.
Thank you so much. Sure. We have the video now of Sairi here. So let's see Sairi talking to all of us.
नहीं वॉल्यूम नहीं जा रहा फिर से
Sorry guys, I think we'll have to skip this video. I think we'll have to WhatsApp it all to you.
And I hope you guys are really enjoying the event.
Challenges here, but
a moment to appreciate all the effort.
Sorry. I think okay. आ गई.
Hey everyone, this is Sairi Chahal, the founder of Shiros and Mahilamani. I'm really sorry I could not be with all of you today. I had some prior commitments which I could not move. But here I am sending you lots of love and all my best wishes. And I hope you guys are really enjoying the event. a moment to appreciate all the effort that's gone behind the WEFT conference and awards. And hoping to see you folks next year. Till then, keep taking charge.
Thank you so much, Deepika. Thank you so much, Aparna. We really cherish you being here and being part of this platform and stage. Let's connect again for more collabs.
Absolutely
Thank
a
you.
pleasure. Thank you.
Can we just a few minutes more for you on the stage, please? We'll be having another session very shortly, which will be the session 2, and we will be hearing from more speakers pretty shortly.
Thank you, Ms. Deepika. Thank you.